Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world, and thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I'll be your caster and cameraman for today, and I am running with my co-caster Nina. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, MK. We're still here early in Zvonki Cup 2 Swiss, but the super competitive high tier matchups keep coming nonetheless. Today, we're going to be able to provide y'all GOAT versus Dynasty. We should be a great match, very competitive, top SA teams. And also, it looks like everyone in the server, at least on both teams, kind of have matching avatars. I was looking at them, I was like, I thought they were matching on their teams. They are kind of matching on their teams. They're also as a whole. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I did notice that. I don't know if anyone else in the chat sees it, but I thought that was pretty sick.
Yeah, the kind for the ready ups there. But yes, a lot of these teams have played together and mixed with each other's teams over the years here. Now, of course, being Babylonia and, of course, GOAT. Also, Stad Boys with some of the members as well. So we see a lot of them mixing it up here for this cup. And not only that, but still a lot of high tier Left for Dead. I mean, look at them tagging up now. You got Mila, Morid, Spooky, Chad, big heavy hitters right there. And look at that Sawa, Linke, Stray. I mean, this is just a great game coming up here now.
We haven't really heard much from Goat lately, I will say. At least I feel that way. We haven't really been covering much Goat past few months. Dynasty, on the other hand, has kind of been at the center of all the action lately that we've been covering. So we'll see if I mean, typically it would be Goat with the upper hand, I would say, if you asked me this maybe at the start of the year. But with the way things have been shaping up lately, I think Goat's due for a checkup here to see if they're still going to be able to hold their own against a team like this.
I'm also trying to see if Healy is playing. I don't think so. Try to
I feel
see
like
what his
Healy
tag
is actually
position.
playing for Colossus or something.
Healy is not in this game. I'm not quite sure exactly which one. I
Yeah,
put
he's
him in the raw.
not.
He's in one of these two rosters. I know that. I just don't know which
Okay.
one. I think GOAT is what it's going to be. But we are live here now. 2-2 opening hit. 100 Jockey coming in. Oh, the 100 gets beautifully skeeted. Jockey finds a target. 2 boom does land. A ding or two of free spit damage is going to come out. And that's just going to get 2 survivors into 4-punch range. And the first tank of the game is already up in Mordred's hands. Not going for the hittable, just getting to the high ground right out of the gate here now.
You actually were correct. It is Healy is on Dynasty. So he is on a team that is here today, but he doesn't appear to be in the server. For Dynasty, we've got, of course, Mordred on the tank. We've also got Chad, Spooky, and MLA joining him as well.
And we got Sawa Stray, Linux, and I'm not quite sure who that other one is there now, so I'm a little uncertain.
We calling him Korean guy.
But look at this. Mordred is already in without hesitation. There's a smoker pull real early, not going to get him anything. The tank has to chase the survivors down. It costs half his HP. He gets hung up. The Charger, nope, Charger is dead. Oh, look at that one common corners, Rochelle. Rochelle's going to probably get in-capped here. And I believe that's all this is going to be. Maybe another hit. Ooh, that was almost a double at the end there, no, but it's going to be 1 in cap. Sawa's still not cleared yet. We'll have to get a point evaluation, but Tank is already dead. Smoker is delaying, and before we talk about this, let's see what bonus will be left. They were at 97% going into the tag, down to 63.1. So a little bit more than 30% now for that Tank. What do you think?
Oh, we do have a pretty important choke point coming up, but yeah, Goat's going to be able to walk right through it. I love the early smoke idea. Basically, pull one down off of the rafters area and make it so that the tank can easily smack them. Kind of hits 2 birds with 1 stone, but didn't work out. Still able to get the kill thanks to a little bit of common lock. At least a down. We get a lot of damage onto Sawa as well that I feel like wasn't necessarily completely deserved, but hey, they used their whole clip on it. Regardless, Jockey Charger Boom Spit 2-2. Charger will miss. To be able to evacuate that spit area pretty quick, avoid any extra boom, and they continue on. 419 bonus in hand. start here, if they can lock in 700, it would be pretty good, but there's at least one more big hit coming up at a pretty prime location.
And it is a quad too, doll. So this is going to be their last hit that they're going to get, and it's a chance to end it all. They did find a set of pills when they took the last hit, so it's a rare situation to say, but they've gone up 0.3 in their bonus after the last attack because of the extra set of pills. And it looks like they're going to spring the quad in probably the most advantageous spot in the rest of the campaign, or this chapter here now, would be the top. The Infected just got to realize they can't hit that pole. And he does hit the pole. He's got to go around it. And it's going to be just the Smoker really landing. The Charger doesn't get anything but a fist. And all that quad does hardly anything. They're going to walk in with 400 even bonus and 700 points for Chapter 1, unless they take some more damage, of course.
Yeah, I like that spot on top of the black truck. It gave Coach a lot of flexibility there and how to deal with it. And he was untouched, unscathed. He does drop down and almost gets charged, but avoids it. 700 even here for Goat to start us off for their first chapter. Not a bad scoreline, getting more bonus than distance. But of course, starting it off chill here on Chapter 1, regardless of if it's Parish or Parish OG. It is still going to be, 300 distance points to start us off on Chapter 1. Nothing too crazy.
It was on the borderline as the campaign was originally released. A lot of the community thought it was worth a little bit too much, so we just shortened it up a little bit by about just a couple of seconds. So just things a little balance out the campaign for versus mode, so you don't want the first chapter of a 5-chapter campaign to be worth 400 and not have it that crazy long, and also have the chances of just the car ending the survivors and just all of a sudden being wiped and being down 700 points. But let's go into it. Same opening attack now, 2-2, 100 jockey. Let's see what Goat can do with the same opportunity that Dynasty had.
Only leaving 260 points on the board. Whoa! Tank is in? It is done. It was worth 0.8%, but the tank is here. They're not going to be able to set up at all. Sawa is just going to be able to climb on top of the building. He won't have the car to play around, but honestly, I think he's completely fine with that. He's not going to have to play with that rafter area, which is very difficult for the tank and the SIs to deal with. And this should be like a pretty classic Parish tank.
I'm surprised now. He didn't go for no toys. He could get ran around now. If he goes thin, they could just push forward and have the wide open alley. I don't know. No, it's going to be big for Sawa. Let's see what the survivors do.
That is the one major difference from the original Parish here at this spot, is the fact that that area is open. They climb up over to the side. Up on top, takes a K. Row is split. Smoker Tongue does nothing. Charge gets in. Gets a double smack as well. Whoa, gotta be careful for the survivors, but and he misses a smack as well. Sawa shaking off the rust here. Does manage to get a double smack. I feel like these smacks are kind of being handed to the tank by Dynasty. I mean, they lined up a lot of multi-punches, but at the end of the day, I mean, don't get me wrong, the damage is still great, but I feel like Goat's tank left a little bit on the table there.
Yeah, I do agree. No, there was a missed punch or two in the double. Unfortunately, when he killed the Charger, didn't count.
Yeah,
it was an I-frame punch. But
right.
If you look at the bonus, it's literally less than 1% difference. The only thing that's different is Dynasty has to take the choke point you were talking about with a smoker and a jockey up. And they should really push this issue. They give Linux time to come up. He's going to get a Charger. The jockey this is big. They're going to spit the Charger. Can't find a spawn, though. And it's going to be just a little bit of damage. Can this Charger get something in between? No, we cannot. He's going to have to wait, but it's still good damage coming out here. And it looks like Goat's going to be ahead a little bit as they grab the pills, just by about 3% and change now. There's hardly any difference between the teams right now.
Unless something comes out here at the tail end here for Goat. Still a good start for them. They'll be in the lead, but Charger.
Actually, Goat will be in the lead no matter what now, because Dynasty lost the round by 4 points already.
Right. Let's go ahead and see the Hunt Connect charge. Well, actually, we'll find the guy. really the guy I was expecting. Thought he was going to go right past the guy who's down, but Nick says, hey, catch! 345 bonus. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. Still here at 644 is looking to be the lock-in, so I expected some more bonus to get chopped down with that hit, especially with the charge of the land, but they are going to have a 3-1 here as Dynasty slows it down to clear out commons. Smoker, Hunter, Jockey, Spitter. Last chance hit for Goat. Smoke is good. Jockey landing as well. Hunt spit. And the Jockey off to the side continues to get damage. Smoke full. Okay. Chipping away.
Yeah, I didn't realize they actually found another set of pills, so their bonus went back up, but looks like Goat's going to win the round by about 88? I think they're going to have an 88-point lead after one, if I did my math correctly. And that's what it's going to be, 700 to 612 after one chapter. And I'll tell you what, no, if nobody gets wiped, this finale is going to be crazy coming into it. With what happened last game we got to cast on, it came down to the second side of the finale to determine the winner.
We'll see. I mean, that didn't look to be the cleanest play that I would expect from these teams on Chapter 1. Of course, you know, this campaign is not the most commonly played. It has been getting a lot more screen time in 2025 in the competitive scene, which I like, but it still might be kind of a weak spot for some of these teams. But we also just saw, like, for example, MLA getting 5 melee swings on the tank. I mean, that's a lot of damage.
The tank's going to have the survivors in a really good position because this is a lot different than normal Parish. And I haven't seen this one yet really come into play now because they don't spawn all the way in the back. It's going to spawn much closer to them, not compared to regular Parish. So I'm really intrigued to see what this is going to be if it's right after the event started. So I'm even going to learn a lot here. So I'm excited now. I had never seen it before.
A really interesting part of having Healy on the other team is the fact that they kind of have a leg up. Like they've got an infiltrator in the midst. They've got someone who has spent thousands of hours, perhaps, playing with the same group of people, and he's gonna kind of know their tendencies better than most. In comes the hit. Charge rocketing over with the smoke, but no, it's just gonna be the 2-cap. Boom comes out last, so they do guarantee the boom smoke dies last. Damage is a little bit lackluster, but it did feel like Dynasty was the most focused on setting up the next hit there, which they did succeed at doing.
Yeah, they focused the Charger pretty hard. I mean, if you look at the damage that came out onto the Survivor Stray, was one who was pounced. And they focused the Charger clear first, which usually you don't want to get that 15 damage slam. But it does do 11 damage from the hunt, or 12 damage actually from the... Wait a minute. Okay, the math must have messed up there a little bit because it's 11 damage from the Hunter onto Stray. As the Charger comes out, misses on a common locked Ellis, Spit goes on to nothing, and the Jockey gets shut down, and that's not much coming out from Dynasty there. And they should be able to push through the choke point. Just about 2.5 average per hit so far coming out from Dynasty on Chapter 2 now. Not that much at all.
Yeah, this has definitely left a little bit to be desired on Dynasty's early game play. They set up for a big hit on the second hit, falls flat. We are going to have the tank coming in eventually, but Dynasty going to be able to squeeze another hit out, and this time, no spit. Not really at a great spot. Boom comes out first, finds one. Could be setting up the boom for when the tank comes in, but I mean, nothing. They're just kind of hopping around. Like we saw the Hunter literally just felt like he was caught with his pants down, trying to hop away after the smoke gets cleared, and they sack boom smoke first. They've got an isolated Charger. It just feels like everything's a little bit topsy-turvy right now. 10% until the tank comes in the hands of Mila.
Okay, so this is not going to be after they start the event, and also we're not going to see that yet. Looks like it's around 70% actually. And the Charger did not know about the spawn on top of the alley, so everybody just goes on top of the bridge. But they're just going to go now. The Charger lands. Jockey, what a 2-cap coming in. The Spitter lands on the swing set, which is extremely impressive, but doesn't do any help for the team. And then here goes second tank of the game for Dynasty into the hands of Mila. And Mila is in danger of being pushed here. And there is a ladder behind to get on the rooftop. But okay. Looks like Ghost's going to retreat. This dumpster can be brought into play. I don't know for how long he's going to stay focused on it, but if he can get it through here, he could have the option of 3 hittables, but very difficult to get all 3 into play, as we could know, as known in the past.
All right. Issue for me is, we've already got the frustration ticking down, so Mila's not going to be able to afford many hits like he just had, where it's more of a setup hit. At least he set him up quite well. Gets lots of mileage on that follow-up smack on the dumpster, but Ghost's just going to walk it away and kind of trivialize the whole dumpster scenario. That being said, maybe the dumpster being brought in is what caused Goat to run back, and maybe that's what he wanted by forcing them to run back further and have to cover more ground after the tank is done. But regardless, either way, Mila is not really going to be having any hittables unless he get him way back to that broken car. Second pass, 60% frustration, gonna have to send it in eventually, and Goat is set up well for it out in the open. Definitely some spots for some spawns, but look at the chip already. 1,000 points, 2,000, 3,000. Smoke pull will find punt into the charge smack. Look at Mila, he misses a smack. He gets a double for his efforts. He's going to try to disengage, but that is not a Hikori disengage. Let me tell you that much. That was just a disengage to nothing. But regardless,
Everybody grab a
3/4 of the bonus left for Goat.
Yeah, that's a lot of bonus. That is, I did not expect them to run all the way back like that on the tank. The tank did get the extra dumpster, but they just ran the S key hard. Interesting play there coming from Goat, and it looked out to be wise. Just look at how much of the map they're able to go through without a hit coming up, and it's not even a good spot for it. The hunter finds a target, they'll get a pound spit just for a dig or two. Spitter dies off. Boomer does. Should be able to spec out here.
Reloading.
Okay, there he does. And that is going to be a quad now coming in, but the question is now, where are they going to spring it? I think they have to wait till the event is started, but you know what happens if they wait that long? They're not going to get the charge spit, which everybody usually likes to get.
5 seconds left until Mila has a spawn. It's a lot of points being threatened right now by Goat, and the tank is dead.
Reloading.
The early scary, especially out the safe room, that's gone. You are going to have some pretty precarious hits here, maybe 2 of them. And they are going to need to make these hits really count against Goat. Because right now, Goat's full green bars, full pills, chill maxing, vibe maxing, and HP maxing as well. Charger, Smoker, Jockey, Hunt, a quad would sure be a nice thing to land in this moment. Because Dynasty, or rather Goat's getting a lot of points. That's just not going to cut it. Jockey will be good though. Going to bring Linux down into the yellow. Be worth about 10% overall.
And you know what, now too? I think they're actually going to be able to get the hit in the next. That was such a good hit that they'll get a reward for hitting on the transition outside of the garage. This has been a recently new update that no one really gets to understand the hit on the transition here. In fact, they need to know where the ladders are. Looks like the Charger's going to be in position. No, he was not. They're able to get out, and they're just going to yield it to them. Unfortunately, Dynasty. Oh, they're going to go here. Hunter pounds it over the top. Charger coming from another zip code. Hunter does not land. Boomer gets a stumble in the spit onto Coach. And they get a couple of... Actually, it's almost another 10% from that.
Yeah, it is.
None of the SI really landed.
Yeah, that was crazy. It just shows you, booms are ridiculed, they are disrespected, they're unloved, but that shows you that, all it takes sometimes is some standing spit and a little boom stumble. You can get some places from time to time. Hit comes in, not looking like the strongest. 3-1 with boom, will land the hunt onto Sawa. Jockey can't find anybody. Smoke. What was that? Fall damage?
I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Look how
Oh my
far the bonus went
God.
down.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and they
Okay.
and they're slow. They're not going to eat the pills. That means they're going to get another hit. I don't think they're.
Wow.
And they're taking the long way. Coach went the long way too. There is a shorter route. Yep, they're going to get the hit. They don't need to rush. This is going to be it. Remember, they had 54.7 here. They chose not to eat the pills. The Charger misses his jump. The Hunter lands in the spit. The spitter goes out. He pulls him in the spit. Linux takes more damage. They'll lose about half of the bonus and walk in with 50-point change and see what it's going to be. 552, no? I think it is. I did my math correctly. Yep.
There it is.
52. A 2-chapter score, 1752. Big start for GOAT, I would have to say there, not keeping half the bonus.
They got 99% of the DB across the finish line, and it was looking very scary for Rochelle, who was out of permanent health. So that safe room was there at the perfect time to be able to lock in the rest of the points for GOAT. But also, I mean, it didn't look the cleanest there at the end. They could have had an extremely, extremely dominant Chapter 2, and instead it was just a, pretty convincing Chapter 2. At least for their Survivor side. Let's see how they do on the Special Infected. Again, up against Dynasty, who has been kind of the talk of the town. Like we've seen, if you go on Sinner or you go on Pug, you're going to find random people tagged up with Dynasty. They've been the flavor of the month. The hit comes in. Hunt Spit will land. Boom finds one. They don't adhere as closely to trying to sack for the right order on the follow-up. They get a little bit more damage for their efforts, but not much. About 3.5% in total.
And also shout out to Adam for the raid. Appreciate it, my friend. And Mariah. Shout out to your teammate there and all. Shooting out in the chat. Giving me a shout out there. And right now, looks like you said, a little bit more damage did go on to Dynasty. Not much. They have chose to halt progression on the map to make sure all the commons are cleared. The other side did not do that. And they hit while the commons were there, but they're going to hit a little late after the commons are clear, so this is not going to result very successfully. And they're going to sack into a quad, which will probably be their only last hit before tank. And believe it or not, again, the SI haven't landed, but they do lose 9 HP off Spooky and 2 off Mila for that hit.
Interesting.
Oddly enough. So, I mean, the damage is coming out without the cappers on both sides.
I do think a quad is pretty much exactly what GOAT wants for this area. I mean, it's not going to be an easy place to land no matter what it is, but there's a Hunter. Chad just walks right by him. He doesn't even look at him. Oh my god, look at that charge. The smoke on the other end. One with the jockey. Coach will survive. He gets to clear the Hunter. He can't clear the Charger. Chad is about to go down. Oh my god, GOAT. Proving that they've still got it. Going to or it's just a chosen map. So we do resume our match here, hopefully for good. Dynasty getting hit very hard from that last hit, almost a quad, but able to, shake it off. Still got 60% of the bonus. Still have a very much a salvageable round, but they're going to have to deal with the tank. Hands astray first. Got a Hunter, Spitter, Jockey, Korean guy, sacking his boom. But does this give up the alleyway? And is GOAT okay with that? Looks like they'll have to be. Maybe they want to hit on the run back.
Reload.
I mean, if I was a Survivor team, I would just spawn this tank. Gives them time. And the SI need to hit, in my opinion, here. Now, I don't know what they're waiting for. Alright, they're waiting until now. The Jockey just goes. Nobody else went. The Charger stays on the ground. The Hunter gets to the high ground. Alright, this is going to be a hit on the run back. Hunter makes a noise. Hunter skeeted. Charger lands. Spit follows beautifully after. That's going to be some respectable damage. Oh, they can't get back right now. I don't know if he's going to have the angle, but they see that dumpster coming, and they are running away.
The thing is, they kind of have to wrap around, right? Oh,
yep,
yeah.
This dumpster's going to come flying through.
Oh.
He can. No, he can't get that. But he does have the other dumpster behind the bathrooms here and all, so he could just go over there and go get it. It's wide open. They can't really shoot him for it. Okay, go ahead, Tank. Get over there. There you go. See? He figured it out. A Dynasty. Remember, they got to make a play here and all, because look at how much bonus they've lost already. They're actually down to 51. He doesn't even go for the dumpster.
AI him? Okay.
He has no time to go for the ball, and he is going in. No toys. He splits the survivors 3 and 1. Rochelle gets capped, but gets cleared. No, not cleared yet, coach. Oh my goodness, this is dangerous. And Dynasty fumbles the ball here by Rochelle getting split. And now it's a 1v1 with the jockey. Ellis needs to clear somebody fast. There's about to be 3 people in cap. No, they clear him quickly. They got no pills. The tank still has a lot of HP. Rochelle runs away. No rock, almost lands. The tank needs to get out and wait for support. And I don't know if they're going to be able to salvage this as far as Dynasty here. There's 1 HP on Rochelle. The tank can probably get her. The spawns are now up. They are heavily separated. Here comes, oh, they get an in cap. And this looks like it's going to be a wipe. Oh, what a DP coming in. The tank is there. He throws the rock. He hits the rock. And the wipe comes out. And oh, look at that boy, Delta. That is massive in the favor of GOAT after 2. 1752 to 875. Wow.
And not just that, I mean, the points alone, like the fact that they almost got quadded only to get wiped in that fashion, but also that's got to be one of the most tilting ways for it to happen. The early smoke on a separated guy. I mean, there is such a long smoke tongue there. I felt like the survivors weren't that far away, but they just couldn't clear it. The guy is literally on top of the smoker just about, and he doesn't clear the tongue, and he gets capped by the hunter, and that makes it 100 million times worse. Incredible. Just the momentum that like if Dynasty is able to make something happen in this game, if they're able to win this, that's going to absolutely blow my mind. Because if I was playing that match and that was how the tank played out, and this is the score that we're looking at right now, I would feel pretty depressed, honestly. So Dynasty has got to figure out a way to have the mental fortitude to keep it pushing. They're going to need a stellar Chapter 3, to say the least. And we got a 69% tank. Nice. Which also means that GOAT is going to be able to get a lot of distance regardless.
All right, here it comes. We're about to go live. Actually, we are already live here. The opening attack's had to be a tri-cap with the boomer. No spit this time. No hunter with the tri-cap. Tank's going to be 69% of the way through the chapter. So, you know what that means? No, that means sofa time. Let's see if anybody breaks out the sofa. Charger rocketing in, not even close. Smoker gets a ding or two, still not clear. Jockey gets melted out of the sky. Boomer very late. Zack comes out pretty good in rotation, but not much damage. All the damage onto Sawa with just a slap onto Stray.
Are we going to see the Sofa King?
We could. I mean, it's definitely possible.
I hope we can see a Sofa King. Okay.
I'm reloading.
All right. Turning the corner. They get out in the wide open here. Hunter, Jockey, Charger, Spit. They're going to send it around the van. Catching GOAT off guard. Charge is good. No Spit follow-up, but they will get it on the Hunt Spit there. Jockey him 2 away, but still, solid follow-up hit.
Charger was, wow, that Charger was beautiful. No, I'm not even gonna lie.
It was.
The spitter wasn't even expecting it. I mean, the spitter was not ready. They do get the pound spit, as you called it, at the end, so they salvage some more damage out of that. That puts all the survivors into the 80s except for Lean K. He's the only one still sitting at a perfect 100 crisp, coming up at about 40% map progression. Spawn rotation is going to be another tri-cap with the boomer. I believe this is almost the same first hit. There was a jockey instead of the hunter. And no, for those that are asking about Left to Learn, we'll jump into that as soon as this is over, or maybe we'll have to see in a second here. But the attack's coming in. Smokers gets tongue cut. Charger lands. I think the hunter got skeeted. I missed it. And the damage comes out again a little bit more onto everybody. Gray goes down to 61, others in the 80, and one's still at 100.
Yeah, got a little SMG skeet for the most part. Teammates helping out a little bit. We got the spawns coming back in. But I mean, look at GOAT. They are half the way through. No tank down, sure, but almost 90% of the bonus. They are cruising. Hasn't been perfect, but it's been great nonetheless. Nice little one-shotter from Stray. Big separation from Coach. He's not going to get punished, though. They're left with the Boom Spit. Spit gets picked. Boom drops in. Finds one. and there is the quad sack. But my question is, could they not just rush this down? Is that what's going to happen here?
I mean, they can rush it now, but there's really no advancement possible. I mean, they can run back, but remember, it's a choke point to run back. You got to jump over the fence clean as a team, and they do have spawns above them. And look at this charger. Beautiful spawn, but they clear it so quickly. It was a quad. They just wanted to get more damage before tank.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the one off of 100 now, so everybody is now into the 80 range with one at 60. Tank's going to come up any second here. You just got to go a little bit further on the map. Not quite sure why it hasn't spawned yet, but there it goes. Tank is up. Third tank of the game into the hands of Spooky. And let's see if he goes for it. No, I love to see the couch come into play. Survivor's running over the top. Boomer lands on 2. Let's see what he chooses to do. Is he going in for it?
You got to couch him.
Oh, come on, go get the couch.
have to
Oh, he's
couch
going down.
them.
He's going for it. Are they running back? Nope, he's going to get it. I love it.
Dude, yes.
Get it in there. Couch is in play, boys.
Oh,
He's got
gaming.
common. He's got a charger that
man.
landed. Oh, it's up and over. Survivors are going to start running away scared probably here. No, they're going to hold their ground now. I love it. I love it.
Wow.
I remember that couch does not fly like a normal hittable, so it could go out of play real easily. That's going to be tough to get out. Honestly, Null, it might not even be worth it. It's a risk. And he's already second pass. He has a tri-cap. I think he's got to at least try to make one punch on it. At least one punch on it. All right, Dynasties, Tank, Spooky, needs a big one here. Couch Potato coming in play. Oh, it's a good hit. He sends it flying. Oh my goodness, it was so close, but they hide in the house. He misses the punch. He sends it in, it doesn't fit. He needed a big play and he went for it and it doesn't work out. He's still going for the couch. Oh, it's so unfortunate. And this is going to be a really morale killer for Dynasty. Not able to get anything from this tank, no. You hate to see it, and Spooky is dead. That is no hitter, if I remember correctly. Did he get anything? No.
No. And I wanted to make a Sofa D's Nuts joke so bad, too, but it just didn't. It honestly just didn't appear. This is rough. This is very rough for Dynasty. They continue. The charge doesn't find anything. Boom comes out on 2. Again, we go for a quad. It's basically the only option available for Dynasty at this point. I mean, they went for broke with the couch. It didn't work, and now we're looking at 1,500 plus points for GOAT in a game they're winning by like 900 points. I mean, this is what I was talking about at the start of the chapter. The momentum factor of the crushing way that Chapter 2 came to a close. But we got to face forward here because we do have a quad right here at the alarm car. Wow. Whoa. Pretty close, but it's not going to count for too much as they don't trigger the car alarm. Eventually deciding to clear the Hunter. Good job. And yeah, still, 1,400 points here that they're rocking with.
Yeah, that is a big delta with the lead they already have now. It's an understatement. 61% of the total chapter score, and that's all because they were able to ace the tank. It's a great job by GOAT. They're only going to be able to deal with the Poo-2. No time to sack. They could kill the Boomer all they want and try to delay. They pre-spit. They send the Jockey. Jockey lands, but no spit damage. Smoker pull into Death Spit, not going to land either. And that's going to be 60.9% of the bonus coming in for Team GOAT. 804 bonus on top of the 600. Massive chapter score for them. 1404. Big score now. Big score.
I wonder how Healy's feeling right now. If I gotta be honest, I wonder how he's feeling right now. I don't know what led to his departure from GOAT, but this is certainly a beatdown here from his old team turned rivals. And yeah, he's certainly not finding the success that he would have hoped to find against this roster. Maybe they're still on good terms. Maybe it doesn't have to do it with any drama or anything like that. But regardless, can't be a great feeling for Healy. On the other side, for GOAT, especially being out of the picture and out of the spotlight for a couple months, if not longer than that. Honestly, it feels like it's been a long time since we've really covered much GOAT at all. And yeah, blistering performance from them so far. Haven't quite finished the job, but if things continue like this, it should be short work. And on to the next one here.
Yeah, this game is actually really, really close, but it just came down to one misplay and the other team taking advantage of it and all. Having that one survivor separated 3-1 was everything. Rochelle needed just to commit and let himself get cornered by the tank and didn't want to. And it's amazing how one little mistake has a chain reaction, and it led to them getting wiped out. Not only getting wiped out, but they suffered a big hit before that. And they're going to go here now. Smoker gets a pull. Charger into the safe room, melted away, but the Smoker is not getting cleared. This damage is tallying up onto Coach. And Coach goes all the way down to 75 HP, and so does Chad down to 76. What an opening hit. What seems like only the Smoker landing now.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting for the Boom to not be waiting to go in last, and then I'm like, oh wait, there's literally a guy just getting smoked this entire time. So yeah, they'll definitely take that damage out the gate. Mila and Chad getting hit very hard. Even like you said, with not much landing, we're gonna get another Hunt Spit situation. Hold the Spit, and we're gonna send it in later for a quad. Misplays happen even to the best of us.
Quad sack though, no. They want to.
It is that.
They're gonna try to hit him again pretty hard with that quad. The last chapter they didn't fare too well. It costed them over 30% of their bonus and all. They're trying to do it again.
Right.
They get the jockey, they get the Smoker. I don't think they're gonna have spawns ready to spring it before they go between the houses. They should be able to get it out from the top, the underpass, and they are. All right, now the infected need to back off and see if they know the map well enough to get on top of the buildings properly. And yes, they do.
Yeah.
Looks like they're about ready now.
I feel like this is not a bad place for a quad at all whatsoever. Unfortunately, the jockey didn't. Okay, Charger gets cleared. Jockey off to the. Look at the separation again. The goat just making systematic use. Every time someone gets separated, which is not often, they are just able to capitalize so heavily on it. I gotta say, I mean, it's like you gotta hand it to Dynasty on their Survivor side. They're still working with a lot of bonus here. There's a lot of headways that they can make, and you know, if they're not counting themselves out here, potential to turn it around with the help of Chapter 5. But we are still very far away from being able to say that for certain. After all, there is a couch that's going to be coming into play. A wild Charger as well, catching in some damage too.
All right, so now let's go back and do a little damage report from the last campaign, or not for the last campaign, last chapter. They killed the tank, and they had 74.4% bonus left, and right now they got 76%. And this tank spawned way early for the one team compared to the other for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but Smoker pull onto Healy, gonna get a couple of Smoker dings. The tank looking to get this cut off, but I don't think he's going to make it. No, he cannot. Boomer gets sacked. Let's see if this player chooses to also get the sulfur for outside the house.
You know what you gotta do, Korean guy.
Get the sofa.
Get the sofa! Put it on, but can't slouch the couch. Korean guy. Alright, let's do it. Let's see it. Run it back. We're gonna have a Hunter, Charger, and a Jockey to help out. I feel like a Smoker could be alright, but it's fine. He's gonna leave it! Decides he doesn't need it. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. He's got to rely on his own 1-2. That's his left arm and his right arm. In they go. Another separation, MK. I mean, look, they're just dogpiling Chad. He goes down. With the tank just hanging by, he gets a rock. Charge comes out again. Almost catches Coach. I don't know how that didn't land. Now he's got Coach in the corner, and it's all just going so incredibly south for Dynasty. I mean, look at the amount. Oh my God, the rocks to the face, just adding that perfect little cherry on top, just adding insult to injury of an already dreadful tank fight. He doesn't land. He sneaks through 2 rocks. And right on target. You can see the pickups come out. They've still got 348 bonus, but this is just tatters of what it was compared to a no-hitter from Goat's Survivor side.
Yeah, they were already down about 1,000. They're going to go down more with ever how much bonus gets chipped off before they can get to the safe room. Hunter's going to spawn up in front. Smoker looks like he wants to alley-oop him. They go a little early. Hunter does not find a target. Spit is blocked. Boomer dives off to the Smoker. I didn't see the sack order exactly what it was now, but they do just get a little bit of damage. 337 left, but at least they're still fast.
Yeah, gotta count your blessings here. If you're Dynasty, I mean, there's not much else you can do in a situation like this. They are gonna have to fit. I mean, they're not done yet. You know, they've been torn up and they're still not done yet. Charge. That's a little bit early from Goat. Trying to catch Dynasty off guard. It falls flat, and they're gonna give up this kind of minesweeper area, you know, diffusing they gotta, you know, dodge the mines, not get blown up on these alarm cars. They'll be able to go right through for the most part, but there is one blocking them at the very tail end, MK.
Yeah, and it is a quad. They've taken no damage from the 337.
Look out!
They actually navigated that pretty clean.
Yeah.
But here comes the quad. Oh, they land a tri-cap, comes in, the Charger misses. It was so close.
Oh my god, the charge stumble. There was a stumble on it too. The charge just had to hit the stumble guy, but he had already left click.
Yeah.
He had already M1. Wow.
That was so close, now. That was so close.
And Korean guys is adios, Linux. They are replacing Linux after that. Maybe 2 times in a row that he's let this quad fall through his fingertips. But the truth is, you know, regardless of these quads landing, they haven't been the most impactful anyways, because Goat has had just so much insane pressure, especially on the tanks. Like Chapter 2, yeah, they got an extra 100 points, but they were still down 1,000, and they're going to go down way more after Chapter 3. We're looking at 3156 for Goat to 1739 for Dynasty, almost doubling the score of Dynasty here after 3 chapters.
The 3156, 1739, tank at 67%. I don't know, no. I love to be as optimistic as possible, but I think the time is ticking for Team Dynasty to have to make something crazy here on this chapter. And I think they got to kill them before the tank. No, they got to go quad every other hit, no matter what, in my opinion.
Oh, I do like a team that recognizes the dire straits that they're in. I would certainly respect if they were to go for quad after quad. We'll see if it's what Dynasty wants to go for, or if they want to just play standard Left 4 Dead 2. Jockey coming in from the front door. Crazy hit from Dynasty with a smoker from the safe room. It actually works to an extent. I mean, it gets some good damage in, over 5%, beating the average. And it was very spicy as far as a hit as well. It's not usually what you see from that room, so I give a thumbs up to Dynasty for that one.
And unorthodox is definitely what that hit was. I like the Charger M1ing off the top to cause a distraction for everybody else to get damaged. Charger misses yet again. Hunter gets blasted out of the sky. Jockey gets M2 to kill. And that is just handled beautifully by Goat right now. Coach taking the point, shutting down 2 of the spawns all by himself now. Looking good.
Yeah, I wish we knew his actual name. I don't know if that's KMY or Kevin, possibly, but he usually uses some Korean characters in his name, but I can't know for sure. Regardless, we got a Charger Smoker Boom Spit, the 2-2 set up here. It's going to be a while before the tank comes in. We head to, oh, surprise, quarter from the original Parish. Charger comes in from behind. 2 stumble into the Spit. Smoker, not going to be able to pull through. Boom, not going to be able to stumble through, but they kill the Boom Smoke last. Set up, gear up for a great hit. Incoming.
You know, they actually baited me there, no. I thought for sure they were going to hit on the transition out, and they hit on the inside, and I completely whiffed that whole hit. So, the only thing that was the way that people know about it. Oh, he fell in the hole, no! He did it! And they got the Hunter! Oh, he's dead! He is dead! They cannot save him! The hole! Oh my goodness! They get him, and that is desperately what they needed.
Rochelle, the character, the in-game character of Rochelle, has been the player who has gotten caught out every single time. It's the craziest trend, but it's every single time. In comes the hit. Hunter's gonna connect. Charger drops through. He lays a triple, and he ends it. He just ends the round, just like that. Dynasty says, you know what, GOAT? We can do it too. Okay? So think twice before you come messing with us again, because this isn't necessarily the door completely wide open, but it's definitely opportunity knocking here for Dynasty when everyone counted them out and everyone thought that the last nail in the coffin had already been knocked through.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, let's do what we do best. Let's count up these points. 700 distance alone. If they just get the 700 distance, that'll put them at 2439, if my math's correct. So they are going to need about 1,000 bonus to tie this. But they don't need to get it all right here, because there is Chapter 5. And Chapter 5 is very survivor-sided, so they're going to have a heck of a battle to do damage. But I think if they could walk in with 700 and all, that is, I think, respectable enough to call Chapter 5.
Okay. I mean, it is just Swiss rounds early on. There's nothing incredibly on the table for these two teams. They should be fine, but you're fighting for the glory. See what they can do with it. I mean, there's no hit yet, but MK, we've already lost 0.8% of that bonus, so gotta focus in here.
It looks like they're transitioning down the stairs. 3 of them are down, 1 staying up. They don't want to get hit behind like it did on the other side, but it doesn't look like the special infected are planning for that. Smoker gets the pull. What a clear. That was close. Jockey gets M2'd and shut down. Smoker, nope, not going to get the pull. Beautiful tongue cut. And the attack shut down, and the damage is all on the Healy. 16 damage. And also shout out to the Left to Learn crew, who are chilling and waiting for us to finish.
Of course, much love to L2L. Did get started a little bit late here. Apologies for that, but I mean, what a match here. Coach on both sides has been popping off. Double boom with the stumble. They spawn it in. Don't send it in quite yet. Hunter will land. Charge. Easy line up there, but he gets killed very quickly. And the jockey M2'd away at the meantime. But the thing is, MK, I mean, this is a very high standard that Dynasty has to reach, which when one team has a very high standard, it inevitably means that the other team has a lower standard. So as long as GOAT continues piling on the damage, you know, they don't even need 5% per hit. They can definitely, I mean, this is still very solid damage for them. And it puts Dynasty in a very uncomfortable position, even though they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I know, sir. I have no idea why my streaming mode is not working on Discord so you can hear the notifications. I don't know why that's happening all of a sudden out of nowhere, but Hunter finds a target. Spitter comes from far away, misses, overshots it actually, and not much will come from that, but almost 10% down, and they're able to keep progressing, and they'll be able to get through this choke point, but here comes the infamous hole. I don't think that Dynasty's going to fall for that. We'll see what happens now as they come up the stairs.
If it was me, I would have just gaslit the viewers and be like, nah, I think it's your Discord that's making the noises. But I do respect the honesty. Regardless, we've got the quad ready to go for GOAT in a pretty similar spot to where GOAT just got tri-cap. They're going to slow the tempo down here on the side of Dynasty, clear out all the comments. You know, invite GOAT to hit. Send them an invite in the mail. You want to hit here? They do! Hunter gets food immediately. They will get a 2-cap on the back line, so charge smackdowns as well. But, I mean, they're still far and away quite over that 700-point threshold that you advocated for. That being said, Linux on the tank, looming over in the background, increasingly growing closer.
Ooh, look at this. This tank is a big changer now because you do not want to be inside to fight this tank. You do not want to do that. And this is going to set the tone for the rest of this campaign. Hunter's going to come from the front door, finds a target. Spit comes in beautifully timed. Jockey's going to leave him in there, maximizing the damage on the Healy. Yeah. And they might think they want to push up in there, but they don't realize that they can get hittables up there a lot easier, and it's too dangerous. Oh, this is the... Oh, my goodness. No, I'll finish it off. Just take it away.
Okay, double boom drop down. Linux is going to follow in tow. Trying to get rid of the comments. Charge spawns in around the other side of the room. Goodbye, Coach. Smokey going to try to clear him up. Able to clear this. Okay, down goes Ellis with that. We've got big separation, big common lock as well. Linux going to claim another life here in Coach, but he is going to go down. Actually, he's not going to get the clear even. Healy is still alive, and with... I think that should be enough, right? I mean, they downed Mila. They got a lot of damage onto the DB via Healy smacks as well. They're still holding on to 51% of the DB, but they've got the event to go through. They've got a lot of this chapter to go through still, even with the tank down. And they're quite a bit under that threshold that you laid out for them already.
Yeah, I probably going to see a GG after this Gnaw. I don't think that Chapter 5 is going to be needed, but we'll see what the players like to do. Tank is dealt with. Attack after 2-2 usually, and it is going to be a Charger and a Jockey as the cappers. Here comes the Charger and Jockey. Oh, the Charger lands on Coach's head, finds the charge spit. Jockey really doesn't do much. Goomer finds 2 targets, and the damage just keeps piling in as it drops under 400 threshold, down to 349. Looking for more pills. Spooky's not able to find any, and he's about to start crawling any second here. Or not him. Healy's about to start crawling any second here and all.
Yeah, it honestly, if you're going to start limping anywhere on this entire chapter, this is a pretty good spot to have it happen since you're going to be chilling for the most part anyways for a while. But either way, Dynasty didn't have the pace to get a... Wow, double charge. Jockey does get him 2 away, but look at the Hunter ripping apart Chad. Smoker up at the sidelines, ready to get some damage onto Ellis as well. Coach eventually going to find that clear, but the damage continues to get through. It's seeping out of Dynasty very quickly at this point. 173 bonus left, and you know the points just aren't there. Still down over 1,000 against the Goats.
Yeah, only 165 left. If they walk into safe, and they'll be down 800 bonus going into the finale. Let's see what the next set of spawns want to do. They want to get rid of that 165 bonus remaining on them. Charger goes from another zip code, finds a target. Oh, it's a Jock charge in the spit. That's going to be a double in cap. The damage bonus is gone. Spooky is the only points left, and he is common locked down below, losing HP by the second. And Gnaw, I think it is going to be Goat getting the victory here. I don't know if Dynasty's going to go for Chapter 5.
Certainly, I mean, not only are the points not there, but especially in the second half of this Chapter 4, Goat has been right back on top of it. They've been showing Dynasty the door, by the way, essentially, and saying, don't let it hit you on your booty on the way out. And they're just sending them packing. I mean, stacking the damage onto Rochelle. Not quite going to get the down, but the thing is, MK, I mean, Rochelle was the only one with bonus left. You can see DB, 0%. HB is the only thing that they had available, and they still were able to just steamroll Rochelle and knock it down, chop it down. 21 bonus points left in the tank, 1 hit left.
And they actually slow down a little bit because I didn't realize Healy's about to go down. Charger does.
There you go.
Charger misses the second target, and now it's just going to be... Oh, what a rocket boom to the door. And now they're just going to try to delay this as long as possible, and I don't see any way that they're going to allow Rochelle to get in with that 13 bonus.
Hey, let's see it. Oh, he's ready. Yeah, look at that. 2 bonus with the scratch. Ready to finish the job. Well done by Goat. They prevent... Sure, Dynasty wins the chapter, yes, but they're already down by such a massive margin. They're going to murder Ellis just for fun. And there come the GGs. But that's from Goat. Dynasty is calling for final. Down over 1,000 points. They're sitting at finale because you know what? Parish Normal or Parish OG, we know how ridiculous that bridge really is.
All right, if the Left to Learn crew is still here and listening, I would recommend that Wootlink and Krusty separate as the 2 captains for now. And we'll be there as soon as we can.
Okay. Quick ready ups. About to get right into it. 31% tank as well. So this could be over very quickly. It's quite a possibility that if Dynasty doesn't get a tank wipe here, they might just call GG as it stands. We'll have to wait and see, though. They've been proving themselves to be quite resilient so far, not going to go down without a fight. But MK, you don't really like these spawns here, if I remember correctly from the last time we casted Pog, Parish OG. And that's going to be that. Dynasty tossing it in, not able to find anything.
One thing that's going to be their saving grace for this tank and give them the opportunity for a miracle comeback is the tank's very early. 31% of the way through the map, as this chapter is very long and lengthy. And it all depends if they're going to be able to get outside. No, if they're able to get outside, then they're okay. If they're not able to get outside, this tank can get some hittables in play. And what a ski coming out here. Again, beautifully done. Charger comes in, not going to land. And Dynasty saying, call chapter 5. Why? You're not going to damage us at all to the tank. I mean, really, there's like no damage. And look at how they're just blitzing.
Yeah.
And I think they're able to get out in the open, but no, there's still a lot of hittables that could be brought into play. To see how well Dynasty knows it.
I'm a reload.
I mean, Goat momentarily getting lost. They go through the wrong room. They kind of get a little confused, eventually figure it out. Finale doesn't particularly seem to be Goat's forte, but maybe just a momentary, forgetfulness because of how the similarities between the two campaigns in that area. Sitting it in all from the back. Hunter gets skeeted. Easy team ski. Jockey cleared. Smoker just for a moment. Boom drops in last. Finds one. That's it. And that's her last hit before the tank comes in the hands of Chad. That's it.
Reload.
Yeah, look at that bonus. 1,500. They don't even know where they're going yet. No,
they don't know where they're going. They are dazed, confused, and utterly lost and still holding on to 97% of the bonus after 2 or 3 runs. Do they rush him? What's the play here? Okay, Tank's gonna run away. Smart decision by Chad, I think. And it's a downward curve rock. I mean, just downward rocks in general. Very scary for the survivors to deal with. So much momentum on the rock when it gets tossed. Do dodge that one. Chad gonna climb up to the lone car. Give it a smack.
He has
Sets it up nicely.
He has other ones now, but I don't think they know where it is.
Yeah, I would assume not. And it gets hit right in front of the cement mixer. Let's toss some moon rocks, see what he can get.
And it looks like he's just going to use that one car. And he's got it in a decent spot now. He could pop that right over. I don't know if the follow-up's going to be good. Like I said, this chapter is extremely survivor-sided. Even range,
hanging out. Yeah, exactly. Goat's not choosing to LOS him. He's taking very little damage at a time. You can see 1, 2 damage coming out per SMG bullet landing. Has to try to get it around the cement mixer. Goes down. He's going to follow it. But MK, this is down to the trenches, so to speak, for Chad. It's Smoker. No. 4080. Oh my god. Goat still not going to give him that opportunity. Not going to get hit by the car. Just recognizing that as long as we can dodge around this car and we don't get separated or interrupted by any SIs that can't get cleared, we are good to go. And with that game plan in mind, they are sending it straight up. They get split 2-2. Ellis gets hit quite a ways, but he didn't seem to take any fall damage from that. Charge the car, smacking the tank. Oh my god, the Charger is confused. He's attacking the wrong person. Wow. And that will be that. 90% of the bonus left for Goat with the tank dead. And, if it didn't feel like it was done now for Dynasty, it's certainly feeling a lot more that way.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult to mount any type of comeback, to be honest with you, at this point, because they need to kill, unless they land a quad, which it looks like they're already going to kill the boomer and spitter. I think this hunter is not going to go. Nope, and they're going to try on the bridge. They're running out of time. Otherwise than that and all, I think Goat's going to get the W unless they land this quad really soon.
As you can tell from them walking across the bridge, a lot of those areas being patched up. So, exactly like you just said, need that quad and need it now. Cannot let Goat continue to rack in distance. This is just increasing the already astronomical amount of bonus that they're going to need to squeeze through here. I will say, you know, if they did manage to land it right here and they got full distance, I mean, still, MK, we're looking at like 500, 600, 700 bonus that they need. Jockey, Smoke, both land. Hunter finds his target as well. Charge taking his time. Won't line it up. Caps land, but quick clears.
Yeah, the Charger chose poorly where to spawn on the bottom of the ground. If he spawns, I think that would be the one that needed to be in the air. And this just yields most of the map to the survivors, as it's not very difficult to navigate this bridge here now. It's much more easier. I mean, they'll get 3 more in special infected attacks, but we're running out of time as the jockey goes in, finds the target, gets killed. Boomer spawn, trying to get him as they drop. Spitter goes out onto nothing. And Linux gets kit. Nope, Linux does not get pounced, and now there will be not a quad. It'll be a tri-cap with a boom for the last hit.
It's been a pleasure watching Goat play. I mean, it's like, because I'll say it one more time. At the start of this match, I was like, Goat, like, let's see how they can do. I mean, I thought they were the underdogs big time, but they have locked those rumors down. They have, they've flushed the toilet on that one. And yeah, we got the charge coming out. It dies. Jockey, I mean, Smoker on the back, Jockey overhead, him 2 away. Smoker dealt with as they split into their battle buddy pairs for front 2, back 2. They both deal with their SIs of choice. And that's it. I mean, we're right here, MK. And look, is it going to be 2,000 points on one chapter? Have you ever seen that before? I don't think I've ever seen that before. 2,000 points on one chapter?
Here it goes. This is going to be the end.
They're going to do it.
Yeah,
2,000 points on one chapter? But that is a classic. That is a classic right there. Okay, we're going to hop right into it. No. You just have to exclamation mark S and we're good to go.
Oh, you're right. That is correct.
Yeah. Excellent. Look at the charge. Not going to find it. But the hunt will into a spit? No, there was no spit. Smoker get a scratch? No. All right. Pretty chill start for Dynasty. They are going to play it out here. I don't think it is, in any sense of the word, mathematically possible for them to win this, but they're going to try their damnedest here to put on a good performance against the Goats.
No, I think they could put up like, you could probably put up about 4,500. It is possible to put up that, but that is really if they ace it. But they want to experience it as Survivor, so it looks like this chapter might have a little bit of altering I need to do to it, but for now, let's play it like it is. What a jockey cover. Charger takes the same target. They guarantee the charge spin onto Ellis. And Goat is just looking so good right now with on all sides of the game here now. With their infected, their Survivor play, and their momentum of moving on both sides is just extremely impressive.
They didn't look very convincing to me on Chapter 1, but they have definitely ramped it up since then, and they are looking back in true form here. I gotta say, it is funny, like, how many times do we see a Parish finale, but then on Parish Overgrowth, everyone wants to play the finale. I'd say you did a good job improving that one. Everyone wants to play it. Charger, we'll find Ellis, and that's SmackDown. There's one.
Poor Chad. Getting
Poor
picked on.
Chad, seriously.
Reloading.
It looks like they just want to.
like
they just want to look around the map.
they're just investigating. Yeah. I gotta say, Chad. It's been a rough match for Chad. And that pleasure's all yours, MK, of this final tank, and the hands are straight for Goat.
Yeah, Stray is going to push forward. This is pretty
Oh.
standard here to go up and get your car. Looks like he
A
doesn't
move?
land, though. He is in the money.
Yeah.
Coach gets cornered. Second slap onto Coach. Third slap onto Coach. Jockey just protecting the tank right now.
Yeah.
It looks like, you want me to take that? You want me to take that? No, he does not. Right now, he has his support, and he is in. Another punch is going to be an in cap onto Chad. Chad is dead. Smoker is still alive. They are completely separated. Jockey finds a target, but Spooky is able to get the clear. Nick trying to get the pickup. Smoker gets the pull onto Nick. Spooky gets himself punched. And the tank now needs to get out. A couple of thousand HP and more like 1,600 and change. Looks like they tried to vote kick someone, one of their friends with a charger, takes the rock hit guy and separates Nick from getting the clear. And that is going to be the third in cap. The boomer lands onto Nick. Oh my goodness. Are they going to be able to finish it off? Stray trying to get the kill. R-Rock coming out, hits Nick. Hunter can clean it up, but he's not going to take the tank's prey. And that is going to be GOAT getting the victory over Dynasty, 5,498 to 26-18.
Don't even think
GG, no. GG.